Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about VCL South Asia Split 1. Yes, the first split for South Asia has finally finished and the winner is not, it's fully expected, I'll be honest. But here are the participants first. We have Orangutan, Reckoning Esports, God's Reign, Velocity Gaming, Lethal Esports, Godlike Esports, True Rippers, Astor Army, Metal Esports, and MLT Esports. Here are the players as well if you're interested. Obviously, you might know them, you might not know them. Obviously, everyone was looking at Velocity Gaming as maybe the favorites, or even Orangutan, or even God's Reign as well. But that's just me being personally biased because of ticks in Autumn. But obviously, Velocity Gaming, they have Doma and Eccles, who've been part of some top tier European teams. Orangutan, they've been really good, obviously, ever since Global Esports left and God's Reign, so it takes an Autumn as the two Oceania players, along with some other players as well from other regions, like mainly from the Philippines. So, those are the rosters. Have a look first at the league stage, and we have Velocity Gaming. First off was Group A. Velocity Gaming was undefeated 4-0, then we got God's Reign and True Rippers Esports in second and third, and then fourth and fifth we have MLT Esports and Godlike Esports, both them in fourth and fifth. Group B, we have Orangutan, who was undefeated, and then Astor Army, Reckoning Esports, and Metal Esports, all of them with the 2-all record. Obviously, Reckoning Esports gaining third place over Metal Esports because of map differentials. Reckoning Esports +2 compared to Metal Esports -9. And then in fifth place, we have Lethal Esports with a 0-4 record. Let's have a look now at the group stage results. Nothing really special, I feel like, in week 1, as I'm trying to also have a look. I guess we'll maybe talk about this, actually. This one, actually. We'll talk about this. God's Reign versus Velocity Gaming. I kind of want to talk about Velocity Gaming for a bit because because obviously they looked really good during the group stage. They basically dominated everyone in there in group. Some matches were obviously pretty close, but most of the time wasn't really. But and then I'll say this right now, in the playoffs they kind of fell off. They were just non-existent. Were just gone forever. So it was kind of weird about that. But it is what it is, I guess. But nothing really special in week 1. Week 2, nothing really special as well. I guess when we talk about this one, MLT winning in against Godlike Esports 22-20 on Haven. That was a very long game there on Haven. Probably even be an hour and a half long. But an incredibly close game to see who is actually going to be in last place at the very end. It was Godlike Esports having 0-4. MLT Esports getting that one win against them. Nothing really else, I feel like. It's just been very casual, very normal. Week 3, even. Nothing really, just very very casual. Just nothing really special. And then week 4 as well. Nothing really special, I don't think, there as well. So with the group stage all done, let's now move over to the playoffs. And this was the first match in the playoffs. It was Astor Army versus True Rippers. And it was a 2-0 victory for True Rippers. No really surprises there. I don't think Techno, he did a great job, including the Disrupt. Wink was kind of the only one that was actually a bright spot maybe for Astor Army. 13-10 on Haven and 13-5 on Lotus, both of them for True Rippers. Interesting for Phoenix rather than like Arrays, which is normal, but that's interesting, but okay. I'll also have a look at the performance as well. So there's a couple 4Ks, and there was a 1v2 as well from Techno as well. We'll now move over to the next match, and it was God's Reign versus Reckoning Esports. It was a 2-1 victory for Reckoning Esports against God's Reign. Autumn and Tech, so obviously both of them being at the top, but Hovaya and Flabin, both of them doing a great job, including Deadly 10. Deadly 10 was also pretty good as well. 13-11 on Icebox for God's Reign. Oh crap, there we go. Ascent was 13-6 for Reckoning Esports, and then 13-9 on Lotus for Reckoning Esports once again. And the performance, an ace from Hovaya and Flabin, and also 1v3 clutch as well from Flabin as well. Alright, next up, Velocity Gaming lost against True Rippers. This is what I mean about Velocity Gaming, kind of just fell off and was just non-existent really in the playoffs. True Rippers, I guess this was a pretty big upset actually. True Rippers winning a pretty close game though against Velocity Gaming. Doma doing a great job, plus 15 KDA ratio here. Just disrupt on the outside for True Rippers. Also did a great job. Pearl 13-6 went for Velocity Gaming. Excali doing a good job there actually. Doma as well. I'm pretty sure Doma has mainly been like an initiator, so that's interesting that he's now become the duelist for the team. Echo's also doing a good job as well as the IGL. 13-11 on Split for the side of True Rippers. Wimp doing a good job there, including Kaizen. And then 13-10 on Haven. As you can see, this was it was supposed to be a 9. Well, this actually was a 9-3 curse. So that's basically how True Rippers won that, and Disrupt doing a great job. Kaizen as well as the duelist for the team. Performance, a bunch of 4Ks as well from Eccles, Doma, and Excali from Velocity, and Disrupt and Kaizen from True Rippers, and 1v2s as well, all on the side from True Rippers from Disrupt, AU, and Kaizen. Next map we have, next match I should say is Orangutan versus Reckoning Esports, and Orangutan, they've been dominant throughout the playoffs. Rawful, he did a phenomenal job. He's definitely a talent to watch out for, including even Azzy, which I'll talk about later in the grand final. Flabbin, he did a great job as well, but just was not enough for him to put his team up on the line. Chamber being used, which is pretty interesting on Ascent. 13-9 for Orangutan, and then 13-7 on Split. I'm still very confused on why the hell they... on why the hell Flabbin was on Chamber of all characters, since he's been absolutely dog shit, but that's an interesting choice. And obviously the performance of 3K from Rawful as well, 1v2s from Tesseract and Rawful from Orangutan, and Harsh from Reckoning Esports. Speaking of them, they versed against Asta Army, and Asta Army actually got the revenge on Reckoning Esports, or maybe it was actually True Rippers. Yes, it was True Rippers, my apologies. Asta Army, they won against Reckoning Esports, 2-1 a victory for them. Deadly 10, he was definitely the standout for this match for Reckoning Esports. Asta Army, no one was actually positive, which is pretty surprising. The only close one was Kishi, who only had a -1 KD ratio. 14-16 for the side of Asta Army on Ascent. Basically went overtime 3 times there. Deadly 10 doing a phenomenal job there. And then Lotus 13-6 for Reckoning Esports. That was actually a good job by them. Flabbin doing a good job. And then 13-9 for the side of Asta Army. And Deadly 10 with a 301 ACS, which is massive compared to everyone else on his team for Reckoning. Just wasn't enough, I guess, just to close it out in the performance. We'll have a look at that. A bunch of 4Ks from Havaya in Deadly 10 for Reckoning Esports, and Kishi, Dominic, and Wink for Asta Army. 1v2s as well from Collie, 2 of them. Kishi and Dominic, as the Collie used to be from Global Esports. Next up now, Velocity Gaming versus God's Reign, and Velocity Gaming is the second team to get out to be out from the playoffs, as they lost to God's Reign. Side Dreams, holy crap, plus 16 KDA ratio. He did a great job in this match. Doma also tried his best, but just was not enough. Ascent went to Velocity Gaming 13-6. Pearl went to God's Reign 13-11, and then a Lotus 13-10 for God's Reign. Side Dreams, he was definitely the match MVP for that for this game. He did a great job. A lot of 4Ks. Mainly from Amatsu, Excali, and Health from Velocity Gaming, and Autumn, Viball, Side Dreams, and Tix for the side of God's Reign. And 1v3, one by Amatsu, and 2 1v3s, one by Side Dreams. Asta Army now versus God's Reign. This is, I'm pretty sure, for the lower round 2. I think we'll say God's Reign winning against Asta Army, a 2-1 victory for them. Autumn, he's back, a plus 30 KDA ratio, and with a 301 ACS. That was a great job by him. Doxer, he tried his best, just because it wasn't really the best. Obviously went overtime once for Ascent. I went to Asta Army, 14-12. 13-6 for the side on Haven for the side of God's Reign. And then 13-5 on Pearl for the side of God's Reign once again. Performance-wise, a bunch of 4Ks and even a 1v3 as well from Autumn. The 4Ks includes with Doxer, Collie, and Kishi for the side of Asta Army, and then God's Reign for Autumn and Tix. True Rippers versus Orangutan. Pretty sure this is for a spot in the grand final. It was Orangutan winning against True Rippers. Orangutan has not dropped a single a single match. So that's already impressive enough. Everyone from Orangutans basically was positive. I mean, as I'm talking about Aziz, he's definitely one to look out for, especially in the Filipino scene, since he is from the Philippines. Team Secret could maybe pick him up. I don't know, but he's looking really good. 13-6 for the side of on Pearl for the side of Orangutan, and a 13-1 on Icebox for the side of Orangutan. That was just a very convincing win for the side for Orangutan. As you can see, only 2 4Ks from Tesseract and Aziz, and also 1v2 clutch as well, won by Techno for the side of True Rippers. Speaking of them, they also lost against God's Reign for even a second chance of making it there to the grand final. They were kind of nowhere. Disrupt was the only one who actually has a positive KD ratio. Ultimate ticks, they're also at the top, including Hoax. Nothing really else to really say. 13-9 on Haven for the side of God's Reign, and a 13-2 for the side of God's Reign on Ascent. Once again, the second map being a crushing defeat for the opposing team against True Rippers. Performance-wise, we have a look at 4Ks for Wimpet, Disrupt, and AU, and even a 1v2 clutch as well, won by AU, and Tix as well with 2 4Ks. Side James, Hoax, and Tix, but all 3 of them getting 1v2s. And for the grand final, it was Orangutan winning against God's Reign. This was a pretty close game. I mean, Icebox was pretty close, Haven was pretty close, Split not really, I'll be honest. But Tesseract and Aziz, both of them doing a great job in the grand final. Plus 30 KDA ratio for Tesseract, and plus 14 as well from Aziz. Tix also doing a great job as well. Plus 23 Ultim, not really good. Plus 1 Hoax as well, as well with a minus 22 KDA ratio. Icebox that went to Orangutan 13-10. Tesseract, he popped off in this game. Haven actually also won against Orangutan, and that went back and forth, went overtime. I'm pretty sure that's maybe 6 times, or even 7 times. I can't actually count, but I'm actually just counting right now. It's actually went 5 times of full overtime for side of Haven. Aziz and Tix, both of them dropping 30Ks, and Split 13-4 on Split for the side of Orangutan, which is it was kind of the nail on the coffin as soon as when Haven was just so long, it ruined God's Reign mental, when it was kind of expected that Orangutan was going to win this. But Orangutan were obviously the favorites to win this, obviously. Performance-wise, an ace from Tesseract and Aziz for the side of Orangutans, and even a 1v3 clutch as well from Viber for the side of God's Reign. So obviously the Split 2 will now be expanded now to 12 teams, so we just have to wait and see of who the new 2 teams are going to be for Split 2 for South Asia. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.